Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. This video is about using one color, monochromatic, and seeing what you can create with it. So I am going to use phthalo turquoise and mix it with shades of gray. So I'm going to have white and then first level of gray, then I'm just going to take a little bit more and do the next one until I have a range of color. This idea was suggested by Gina B. Ahrens for my creative year for September. The idea is to pick a color and mix it with white or black and see what you can create using multiple shades of the same color. And I really like this phthalo turquoise, so I wanted to see what I could come up with phthalo turquoise. It's a good thing I have multiple palette knives. And if you do this right, you can go from the white to the gray, to the gray, to the gray, darker, darker, darker. And you're not messing anything up because you're just adding a little bit of the lighter shade to it. So I do this and get multiple shades, which was kind of fun to mix this up. I really didn't know what I was going to do. It's a good thing I left myself a little bit of space to work in the end because my puddles are quite big. There's not really a lot of paint there, but they just take up a lot of space, I guess. And I did add some more extra phthalo turquoise. Oh, and I was spraying water just to make sure the first ones that I've mixed don't go dry while we're doing this. Actually, the blob of phthalo turquoise by itself ends up getting a skin on it, which I have to pick out of what I'm working on in the end. So I'm going to do this on a jelly plate. I thought that would be kind of fun to do layers of the different shades, just using stencils, nothing planned, of course, just all sort of random. And I did mix black and white gesso, which I would recommend using paint rather than gesso, especially if you're going to jelly print. But I didn't have any black at the moment, so I wanted to create this, but didn't want to run to the store. So I used my gesso, and it needs to be used up. But it kind of made it was a weird texture on the jelly plate. So I am just going through and going from light to dark, and then I end up lightening up a bit afterwards because it gets pretty dark, I think. And for the most part, I print on the same piece of cardstock without cleaning the plate. But when I start getting into the darker colors, I do clean the plate a bit. After I do the dots, I'm like, it's kind of getting messy now. That was not a good choice. So we'll put on our darkest, and I'm going to use some words. Thought that would be fun. And that's a really thick stencil, so I have to push really hard to get the paint to pick up. Now that that's a big mess, I am going to use a piece of paper to try and lift that all up, because that's a lot of dark. So yeah, that's kind of dark, right? So I'm moving back into the light color to try and lighten that one up. I figured I would put something on it. So I just use a woodblock stamp and just go over the top of that piece. There, see? Oh. Okay, now that one, I'm over here looking at it going, it needs some help. Oh, and I haven't used this. Oh, and there's that skin. I had to peel that off. Got a little skin on it. I should have sprayed water on it more often. Alright, and I'm adding some white because I want a lighter color. I just feel like the straight is too dark, I guess. And yeah, just scribbling in it, adding some interest, and then just going over the top of the whole thing because I wasn't very happy with it. I like it better now. Now I'm just putting all the paints on the plate. And I think I just take a random print. Or I cover the, I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks since I did this and I can't remember. I think I just printed that. Yeah. But look at the texture on my brayer. That is because it's gesso. Really would suggest not using gesso. I did clean my plate in the end pretty thoroughly. Now I'm pulling out some white and my phthalo turquoise again. Taking the super dark piece, and I think I stamp it with the wood block. Yeah. There, that's more interesting. And then this one. That was the other dark one, I believe. And I just do another layer of that. I didn't edit this very good. Usually I cut out my thinking spots. Oh yeah, I decide to put gray from the bottle on here, craft paint, to lift up what was left. I don't like this gray. It's just a gray craft paint, but alright, so we have this. We've got to make it into something. So we're just going to create on top of here. My stencil has brush hairs stuck to it. Probably because I use it like this. And the bristles kind of lose a few bristles as you go. Oops. Yeah, it's not exactly dry. I have tons of layers of paint on there and made the mistake of setting that down all the way. I think I put a little bit of turquoise on there to cover up the white spot I just created in the middle. Or I paint over it in some fashion. There. Covered my little marks. Alright, so I figured I would try and pull out some of the words that didn't show up very well. So I'm just using the black gesso again. And just stenciling a few of those words on. Oh, and that gesso has left a nasty texture on that stencil, which I have not gotten that all off yet. I'm gonna have to soak it in something. Alright, so I felt like it needed something in the middle, so I'm just gonna put a little flower. Just to give it a focal point. And I'm doing this with my Stabilo All, which when I add paint to, it will activate and darken. I like how it creates a little bit of shading. You know, looking back now, I didn't think the petals were bright enough, highlighted enough, so I added more white later. I kind of like them now better, but I do add more white to the flower petals. And pretty much that's about all I do to it, I think. Might firm up the lines a little bit. But yeah, straighten out my little paint marks. Well, I hope you like that. You should give it a try. Try painting a whole complete piece with just one color and black and white, and see what you can come up with. If you liked it, please leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you'd like to see more from me, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.